To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The only constant in life is change. 2 things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. To be or not to be, that is the question. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. I think, therefore I am. To succeed in life, you need 2 things, ignorance and confidence. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The unexamined life is not worth living. To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. The best way to predict the future is to create it. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. The first step is the hardest. Believe you can and you're halfway there. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. The best revenge is massive success. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. The only way to deal with temptation is to yield to it. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Life is short, and it's up to you to make it sweet. To find yourself, think for yourself. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, some are strong at the broken places. I can resist everything except temptation. Life is a tragedy when seen in close-up, but a comedy in long shot. I love those who can smile in trouble. Life's too mysterious to take too serious. Nothing is worth more than this day. The best revenge is to live on and prove yourself. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Success is not in what you have, but who you are. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. It is never too late to be what you might have been. The greatest happiness you can have is knowing that you do not necessarily require happiness. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. The only thing standing between you and your dream is the will to try and the belief that it is actually possible. The only time to look down on someone is when you are helping them up. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but about learning how to dance in the rain. The more you know, the less you need. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Life is trying things to see if they work. I would rather die of passion than of boredom. A ship is always safe at the shore, but that is not what it is built for. Life is a progress, and not a station. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Life is a journey that must be traveled no matter how bad the roads and accommodations. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Life is short, and it's up to you to make it sweet. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Life is a game and true love is a trophy. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Don't count the days, make the days count. Life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Success is not just about making money. It's about making a difference. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. You can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Live in the sunshine, swim the sea, drink the wild air. The best revenge is massive success. Dream big and dare to fail. Life is too important to be taken seriously. Life is short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. The only thing standing between you and your dream is the will to try and the belief that it is actually possible. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Life is short, and it's up to you to make it sweet. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Don't watch the clock, do what it does. Keep going. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The best revenge is massive success. The only thing standing between you and your dream is the will to try and the belief that it is actually possible. The unexamined life is not worth living. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Life is short, and it's up to you to make it sweet. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Don't watch the clock, do what it does. Keep going. The only way to do great work is to love what you do.